The aim of the next panel is to point out the importance of trust in the delivery organization and satisfaction of customers. The moderator is Nela Bunčić-Vukomanović, Marketing Manager at Nova RS. The speakers are Sonja Cossutta, Igor Jakovljević, Nikola Riznić, Matko Katanec, and Jasmin Marić. The stage is yours.
Hi everyone, welcome to our panel. But I want to start with you, not with my panelists, but with you. What time of delivery when you order something online you expect? In how much hours you expect that your delivery comes? Come, give me some minutes, hours, days. Yesterday, right? Okay, but really, what is your time that you expect? 30 minutes. Not food. I mean, like, you order furniture. Next day. Okay. We have we should started this conversation about delivery during 48 hours. But during the preparations with my speakers, I realized that they want to cut the time. So they told me they are trying to deliver everything during the 24 hours. So now, I want to ask you first, Igor, can you achieve that 24 hours? What is the golden rule now?
Hello, everyone. Yes, of course, like Felipe, my previous speaker, said before, we are achieving 97% of next day delivery, which means 24 hours. Only this 3% which we are not delivered, it's really some low-density area, villages, or islands. In Croatia, for example, we cannot deliver islands next day. Some of them, yes, but usually we are going every second day on islands.
But I think that is very short time for delivery. If you ask me, in my country, it is very short time. How do you get to there?
We are building our network very, very, very aggressively. There's also requirements from our clients, but also from the end users. And before, let's say, 2-3 years, standard was, let's say, 2 days. But today's standard is 24 hours. Even in the big cities, customer expects some parcels to be delivered same day. So if they order until 12 o'clock or 1 p.m., they want to be delivered same day. We are not speaking about the food. We are speaking about real parcels. Okay.
Then I realize that you have a lot of employers in DPD, right? Yes. How much?
As I'm representing Slovenia and Croatia, I'm director for both countries. Altogether in this area works 1,000 people.
1,000 people?
1,000 people.
Is it enough?
And out of these 1,000 people, 700 are couriers. Rest are people who works in administration and in warehouses. Still enough, now is enough, but we already, let's say in the June, we start every year preparing our capacity infrastructure for the peak period, which starts at the end of October. Then the volume is increasing between 30 and 40%. So now we start to plan how many people, how many drivers, how many additional square meters we will have during the peak period.
Okay, can you please pass microphone to Nikola, because Nikola is doing the same job in Serbia, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes. It is the Express.
Yes, of course.
Tell us your experience. They are very fast.
We try to be, yes.
He said he's 97%. What is your percent?
Almost the same.
Almost the same.
Yes,
Bravo.
Yes. The delivery speed is, of course, one of the most important factors that are affecting user experience.
Please put your mic a little bit.
Okay. Is now okay. But by my opinion, the next day delivery is something that was standardized very quickly. In fact, vast majority of today's users are expecting delivery within 24 hours time frame. And if we take a look at the newest trends and surveys, we will notice that apart from 24 hours delivery, today's users equally values the flexibility of delivery. possibility for every recipient by himself to choose the service that suits him best. And it's up to us and to our logistics to provide a variety of delivery options to every client. Delivery options like, I don't know, the same-day delivery, we mentioned that earlier, the Pudo delivery, and that's it. That's the parcel locker delivery, parcel shops delivery, two-man delivery for bulk shipments, neighbor delivery, that's something new for the people that are not at home, and so on. But apart from 24 hours and delivery speed, it's equally important to maintain the overall reliability of the whole delivery system. Markets literally shifts overnight, and as much as the expectation of the customers, today users expect fast and accurate information about exact delivery date or delivery time, and it's up to us, logistics company, to provide that information to every customer. So I know that DPD has a great service, DPD Predict, I think that is the name of that service, and that is great. We will plan to develop and offer to our customers in Serbia in a short period of time.
Thank you. Can you please pass the microphone to the Jasmin? Jasmin, you're somewhere between the customers and the delivery guys, right? So that is OLX, right?
Yes. We are in between everything, I would say, in comparison to other panelists, because I work for a company which is very familiar probably to Felipe, because OLX as a brand started out in South America and Brazil, actually, or Argentina. We operate in over 40 markets. In Bosnia and Herzegovina, we sold our business 2014. So we kind of represent our users, which are sellers and buyers online. Aside from that, I was a part of a team who developed Q-commerce, a startup in Bosnia, which is called Korpa. And we recently expanded outside our country into Macedonia also. So we are able to compare those business models and to see how to integrate them. Third role would be presidency in our local e-commerce association, which gives me insight of the end users and their feedback regarding the logistics and quality of service, prices, everything related to that part. So I can really assure you that the last 2 years quite pushed everyone inside e-commerce business, especially the guys working in logistics, to meet the needs of the requirements of the buyers and sellers equally. Meaning the time that was like standard 2 years ago of 48 hours in delivery time really pushed the limits to reduce it until the next day delivery, or even delivery in Q-commerce segment of 45 minutes, I would say. So we are looking into how to combine those business models, maybe even on the urban levels, so to offer like 40 minutes deliveries for certain categories or merchandise that could be packaged and delivered in that way. We have that ability since we are a small market and a rather small company, so we can experiment with that and compare it to other bigger markets of OLX. Other markets like Poland, for example, which is our hugest, biggest market, integrated services they call pay and ship. So they are streamlined the process of paying and shipping the goods, leaning into transaction business as a whole, and they have achieved tremendous growth in that part. So it's something that's very interesting to us too. And we hope to, follow that lead and use it in our markets as well.
Thank you. You were talking now about 45 minutes when it's about food. So when you, how much of you are using Wolt? Come on, raise your hands. Okay. Now, how much of you are using Wolt more than 3 times during the week? Only? Okay. And when you order on Wolt, yes, that is the same budget, sorry. Okay. So when you order Wolt, in how much time you are expecting your food to come? Half hour? Maximum half hour? 45 minutes, okay. And after which time you get very nervous? 46. Okay, so 46 minutes is your maximum, right? Here is Matko from Wolt. So tell us about your very hard work. I should say like that because people are getting very angry when you don't get it on time. But your service is very nice because you have nice people who are working with us and to talk with us when we are hungry and it's crowded in Belgrade, you know, it was crash, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, I'm waiting, I'm still good. So how you get with your, how you get that much patient with your customers?
All right, thanks. First of all, thanks a lot, Nela, for having me here. And I'm really, really proud to see so many raised hands when it comes to the Wolt. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot also for the patience. I heard somewhere 45 minutes. Thanks a lot for that. Maybe, Nela, that I start first just for the wider audience to explain how the model works. So usually we always operate in the urban areas. So we go into areas with a high population density and we have a limited zone range, okay? For us, the time is the factor. Obviously, if you want to deliver the hamburger, it has to be delivered within 30 minutes. Otherwise, it gets cold, you are unhappy. So this is something that we want to avoid. Normally, the rule in Wolt is that we always deliver within 30 minutes. That's the rule. That's what we are striving for, and that's how we optimize the operations. Normally, that's not always the case. Okay, and there are a couple of factors that lead to that. So one of the factors is obviously your selection criteria. If you want to opt for McDonald's, it's going to be delivered probably within 20 minutes. By the way, don't order it because we lose money on every order that you order from McDonald's, right?
It's not healthy also, but come on, it's coming, summer is coming.
And it's not healthy as well, right? But then if you go for the food with a higher basket, such as sushi, you're probably going to wait for 1 hour. So this is the selection criteria of the customer that usually drives also the average delivery time. But there are also some kind of external factors that comes into the play. So I'll detail out some of them just to give you a little bit of perception of how everything works. So the first thing is obviously the weather conditions. If it's raining outside, we are struggling to get the couriers outside of the streets because they don't want to get wet, obviously, right? Then we have traffic conditions. Poland, for instance, if you look at the TomTom guide, the congestion in Polish cities is among the highest in Europe. It's impossible to deliver food within 30 minutes because of the traffic lights, the crossroads, and stuff like that. So this is something we cannot control. And then we have landscape architecture and the landscape configuration. Rijeka, for instance, city in Zagreb, right? If you look at it from point A to B, aerial distance, it's 1 kilometer, but then courier needs to go 2.5 kilometers to deliver something, and the actual driving distance is much longer than and takes much more time than if you only look at the aerial distance, right? And then we have a supply-demand issues. One example is the New Year Day. This is the day in some of the countries involved with the highest. That's the day with the highest selling items. Okay. We have most orders on this day, but also it's a big loss-making day. The reason behind, people get drunk, they expect somebody to, when they're hungover, they expect somebody to deliver them the food. Unfortunately, the courier also got drunk, so we have nobody to deliver the food. What we usually do, we increase the compensation, okay? And then we see the couriers earning 200 euros per day on New Year Day, okay? Because we need to get them on the street. And we struggle a lot, and we still, when we increase the compensation, we cannot get sufficient amount of couriers, okay? Then we have efficiency and operation issues. So we are always kind of trying to optimize the area, reduce the area, increase the area, where it makes sense to deliver within 30 minutes. I don't think if there's anything else. And there is also one point that's related to the restaurant. This is important for you to understand, because let's say that we have a customer. Let's call that customer Nela. Okay, I checked her account.
I'm very angry and hungry.
I checked her account, and I see that she's complaining a lot. Let me explain you how it works, okay? So when you order the food, so how the process step works, okay? So when you select something on the app, this is what it's called, in our case, order received, okay? Then we have the next step, which is order accepted. That's when the restaurant press, yes, I can prepare the food. And then you have the order preparation time. This is the time that takes restaurant to prepare the food, okay? And then you have the food in transit or food in the bag. This is the amount of time that it takes courier to actually deliver the food from the point, from the restaurant point to your doorstep, okay? Now, the food preparation time usually is 60% of the delivery time. Our courier usually takes 40% of the time to deliver the food to your doorstep. So, Nila, next time you complain, it's not always us, okay?
It's the restaurant.
Usually it's the restaurant, right? Obviously, we are trying to do a lot of things to prevent that, but it's not that easy because we don't control the restaurant, we don't control the operations within the restaurant, the number of staff, type of food they are preparing and stuff like that, right? But food in transit, this is something that we can control to some extent, but we are very, very subject to the external things that I explained previously, right?
I want to ask you one very short question. I didn't ask you why we were talking, but the period of Corona, nobody was leaving, but you could work, right?
Yes.
So was it very good for you, or no?
Yeah, this was the golden times of the delivery food operators. Usually, I mean, normally what happens when Corona hit the business, people were reluctant to go outside, you know, to go into the shops, into the restaurants. The restaurants were closed, the measures were lifted, and stuff like that. So actually, it was the golden age for us. The retention went up. The retention, by the way, is we call the retention the amount of orders that one customer orders with a specific period of time. Usually we look at the past 2 months. The retention went up, the frequency went up, everything went up, right? But the problem started when the government started to relax the measures. Now the customers are, and also the weather got better, right? Inflation went up, which affected the price a little bit. So now we see the decline in the retention and in the frequency, unfortunately.
So you depend on weather a lot?
A lot.
So you're like, come on rain, come on snow, right?
Something like that, something like that. Obviously not always. There is a certain precipitation that benefits us, but then when it's heavy raining, there is no way we can get couriers on the street. It's not possible. No matter how much you pay, they don't want to get wet.
Okay. Logically. Please pass the microphone to our most beautiful panelist on this panel. This is Sonja. I am pretty much sure that all of you tried Terramagica in front. Did you try something? Okay, what is your favorite taste that you tried? Wine, cheese?
Truffles,
Come on, tell me which wine. Everything, okay. I think that the video from Terramagica promo video is right now going on.
Okay.
So when I was talking with Sonja about our topic today, it is achievement, excellence in fulfillment, she told me, oh, this is us. So tell us, Sonja, what does that mean? This is us. What is your business model?
Okay. First, hello, everyone, and thank you for having me, and thank you, Nela, for the introduction. And I hope everyone enjoyed our tasting yesterday. I saw lots of people were happy and enjoying, and actually it was a true reflection of what Terramagica is to us. So it's a family and a community of people enjoying Istrian products and sharing the specific gems of this specific land, which is Istria. So for us, Terramagica, it started with the concept of bringing Istria to your door. Let's say during COVID time, my family and I, we decided, okay, we're going to go to Istria and seclude ourselves during the pandemic.
Smart.
And, I'm sorry? And so we ended up, actually, our friends were teasing us that we ended up changing 5 or 6 villas because most of them were booked, and we were just, you know, a traveling family with all of our suitcases. But how Terramagica came to be was when we wanted to eat good products or the hidden gems of Istria, we did not have the option of having this delivered to us. So what we would have to do is, most villas here in Istria, they have pools and they have barbecues in areas where you stay in this community or the house, and you know, you enjoy what you have at home with your family and friends. So we said, okay, where are these products, and you know, how to receive them, how to get to them, how to find them. You know, there's 2 aspects. There's one aspect which is the information, because these are hidden gems. So if you don't know about these products, some of these producers, which are OPG companies, or family-owned companies, they don't even have websites. So there's the informative component, and then it's actually getting to them. So we said, okay, let's create something where we can share with people that come to Istra the products, and also with our proven infrastructure, provide a delivery service to them. And so Istra is based on this, bringing Istrian products to your door. We have two different types of ways of delivering, and one is internationally. So we have a proven infrastructure. Our infrastructure is over 20 years old or developed, and we've built our e-commerce platform on top of that. So we help our producers reach new markets, as well as our consumers have an opportunity to taste them. Here's a perfect example. Yesterday, when people were tasting and smiling and having fun, I asked many of them, even people from, or that are local from Zagreb, I said, have you heard of these producers? And some people said yes, but lots of people said no. And this was one thing that is the concept behind Terramagica, is sharing these hidden gems. So these producers, they have their story, they're welcoming the sharing, and it's very hard to get to them without a push like Terramagica, for example. And then the other delivery option that we have is delivery to your door locally. And for my husband and I and my family, we did not have this opportunity where we can stay in our villa and have the service of the products delivered to us. So we said, we should create this. And now we offer delivery to your door 4 to 6 hours in villas, which is, I think, fantastic, because there's several things that can happen. You can go on a wine tour, and you can say, I'm enjoying all of these products, but I'm not going to buy anything because I can't bring it back with me. I think this happens often. Or you have restrictions in terms of transportation, or you're going further out. So we, through our QR code and our analytics in the background, we're able to deliver it to your doorstep, that when you're finished your tour, the product is waiting for you. Obviously, it's a similar concept like Wolt, but this is focused on the hidden gems of Istra, and focused on villas, as well as our new service, which is delivery to yachts as well.
Which means your customers are not angry when they are hungry, right?
I think they're
you don't have
happy.
that push like them. Okay,
Yes.
but how do you pick your partners through delivery? You work with DPD or DExpress?
Yes, we work with DPD, DHL, and our infrastructure, which is one of the strongest infrastructures in Southeast Europe.
I should say to you that Serbian people loves the products of Istra, so you can talk later with Nikola about coming to Serbia also.
Okay. Yes.
Igor, what are your daily problems that you have? You come to your office and you will have some 3 normal problems with, I don't know, delivery people or something. What are they, and how do you get through them?
Let's say that delivery business, parcel delivery business, has been changed in the last 3-4 years dramatically.
In a good way or a bad way?
In the way to B2C. So, for example, 4 years ago, maybe 20-25% of our volume was B2C. Everything else was B2B, which is easy to deliver. Companies are open from 8 to 6 or from 9 to 5. And you don't have a problem. But since COVID started, share of B2C parcels increased on 80%. On our side, it means huge fluctuation of volumes during the days, because during the B2B time, you have flat volume and you can easily plan your resources. But now when we have B2C, we know that the peak goes on Tuesday, Wednesday, because customers, buyers, clicking over the weekend mostly, and then On Monday, we are collecting these parcels and have to deliver on Tuesday or Wednesday. And we need to plan accurately resources. This is the biggest, let's say, challenge for us, how to equally plan our resources in order to fulfill requirements which are from our customers to deliver next day. And like Matko said in the Wolt, on the Mondays we are not profitable, we are losing money, we know, because we need to have couriers also then in order to collect parcels and deliver for other days in the weeks. This is the biggest challenge. Second biggest challenge is the customers who orders the parcels, and at the time of delivery they didn't inform us that they are not at home, they don't have money, they refuse parcels. These are the challenges which we are having, and in order to avoid that, we create one excellent application. It's called MyDPD, where all users can manage their preferences, their parcels. They can change the day of delivery. They can change the address of delivery. They can switch to the neighbor, like Nikola said. They can also choose a pickup point. In a region of Slovenia and Croatia, we have altogether 1.3 thousand pickup points where customer can redirect parcels, and it means that one pickup points for the 8,000 people. So very, very big density of pickup points, which help us that we are successfully delivering our parcels.
So tell me, you told me that through your application, they can change the place of delivery and the time. Does that make you a mess in your business? I mean, like, maybe your courier just got that chair and trying to get to there, and he's just, not today. And then what are you going to do with chair?
Yes, they can do it. They can send, for example, we have often option that, for example, at the time when the customer buys something, they order delivery in Zagreb, but until we get the parcels in our network, they want this chair, for example, in their apartment in Mali Lošinj, for example, in his apartment. So then he can do that, and we deliver this parcel, this chair, to new address without any additional costs.
Really?
Yes.
So you're losing money like that?
In this particular case, yes.
Yes.
But for us, it's most important is to be that customers are satisfied. That is our, let's say, top priority, and that's the reason why we have this personal approach to the customers. This application is very user-friendly, very understandable, easy, not complicated, and people love it. For example, based on the Europe level, we have 15 million users who are using this application, and more than 12 million users are using that monthly. So it's really
famous one.
Famous one, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Igor was talking now about the drop-off stations and parcel boxes, right? We have that also in Serbia. I was amazed when I was ordering something through Shopster, and I, of course, wasn't at home, come on. And then they put it in some drop-off box, and I was amazed how does that work. That it was like 1 month ago, and I didn't know about that.
Yes.
Is it something new in our country?
Yes, that is something new in Serbia, not in the Europe.
Yes, I know,
but
but
Serbia,
it's
yes.
right.
But as colleague from DPT already said, when I started my career in 2005 in logistics, the 95% of the markets was practicing B2B shipments, exactly, almost the same. But today the situation is completely different. For example, more than 70%, I heard that at you is 80%. With us in the Express is more than 70% of the shipments that the Express deliver on daily basis are B2C or C2C shipments. With market shift, new services came to light, and today a lot of courier companies from Serbia offer that new services to their clients. It's important to say that, of course, we was the first courier company from Serbia that has offered the delivery via parcel lockers to their clients. At this moment, we have 100 locations in Serbia, meaning that in almost every city in Serbia, we have parcel lockers. Every city in Serbia has their own parcel lockers. Our plan is to expand the current network. Our plan is to activate additional 50 locations by the end of this year. I hope that we will done it.
Does people like the parcel boxes? What do you think about that, your customers?
They're loving it, yes.
What is the feedback?
Yes, the feedback is great. But with the parcel locker networks, with the new way of delivery, we are trying to solve the biggest problem that we are now facing in Serbia, the employment problem, the lack of workforce problem. For example, one locker on a daily basis can deliver up to 60 shipments, the same number as the regular couriers delivers on a daily basis. Of course, I'm not saying that our plan is to replace the couriers with the lockers. Just contrarily, I think that well-oiled parcel locker system can mitigate the problem that we have with the workforce at this moment in Serbia. The workforce is the largest issue and the biggest problem that we are facing now, because like many other companies, we have a long-term growth plan. But in order to grow, we need to maintain and to improve the quality of our service. And for that, we need people. We need couriers, we need warehouse staff, we need all of them in order to maintain and to grow.
What is your secret how to grow your employment? I mean, your people who are working with you. Do you have some tips and tricks? I think Matko also have the same problem with the people and employment. He told me that.
I think that we all have a similar problem. My opinion is that the biggest problem is in the logistics. I read somewhere an article that according to official data, Serbia currently lacks over 10,000 drivers, and that's a huge number even for a small country like Serbia. We tried everything, yes. We tried to improve the work conditions of all of our workers. I think that we offer them the best work condition that the industry at this time has to offer. And of course, as many other companies from Serbia, we are considering possibility of hiring foreign labor. In fact, we already had meetings and contacts with some companies from India, Cuba, Dubai, and etc. But the priority of our company will always be the local workforce. We are proud to be one of the most advanced courier service in Serbia, and as I said, has the best work conditions that industry can offer. And we are always delighted to welcome every new workers from Serbia into our ranks. But, as I already said, the market tends to shift overnight, and we simply have to adapt.
Please pass that microphone to Matko. I have the same question for him, but I have to say that your workers have to be like Iron Man, you know? They are driving the bicycle, they have to be strong. You're driving the car, right? But you're driving bicycles, they have to be in a good shape. So how is it in your job? I mean, how do you find the employees? They have to be like
maybe just
good for summer.
Just give you a little bit of perspective. So those guys that you see on the bicycle, these are the guys that you actually see. But this is not the most of our workforce. This is 40% of our workforce. The rest, 60%, are the guys in the cars that you actually don't see because they're not as visible as those guys who are riding the bicycles. And one thing that we are, also to give you a few numbers, I'm going to talk about Serbia because most of the people here are from Serbia. So in Serbia right now we have somewhere between 1,500 and 1,700 couriers. 2 years' time from now, probably we're going to need more than 3,500 couriers. Where are we going to find that workers? I don't have the answer right now.
You're going to board them.
Probably we'll have to look across the border to import those people. There is only one catch. Like when you order the food, you pay attention who is bringing you the food. okay? And people regionally are not really open to the exotics, okay? When they see people of different nations delivering you food, you tend to give a little bit lower score. This is what we can prove, okay? Because we look at the figures, we know that.
Is it truth? Yes? Oh, I didn't know that.
But just to encourage you, there is one other rule. Couriers is not allowed to look into the bag. So if you want to transfer a missile, atomic bomb, he's not allowed to look into or if you want to transfer the drug, he's not allowed to look what's in the basket, okay? All right. So when it comes to this workforce problem, we don't know yet how to solve that. Obviously, we are looking at maybe different segments. We are looking at the students and people in the retirement age. Usually, youth unemployment, when I talk about students, is 2 times higher than the normal unemployment, which is a little bit favorable in Serbia, but we are struggling in all the other countries. Probably there's going to be a big issue in the upcoming years.
Mm-hmm. Do you have some secret of how you're going to make them come to you, or you still don't have any? I mean, come on, tell the people if you have some secret.
Unfortunately, there are no secrets. There are no silver bullets here. Probably what we'll have to do, unfortunately, for those people who are ordering occasionally, we'll have to raise the compensation. Mm-hmm. When we raise the compensation, we'll also have to raise the delivery fee. So we'll see how that's gonna. We're probably gonna take a hit in the near future. How's that gonna unfold? I don't know yet.
I want also to ask you about problems that customers are not satisfied. I mean, didn't satisfied with the delivery, or they mix up the food, or give me. Are you a judge in that case? Who is the judge?
Yeah, let me explain you how it works.
Right? Come on.
It's a good question, but let me explain you how it works. For all of you who raised the hand, 100%, believe me, when your food was late, there was at least one person involved who was trying to solve your case. 100%, at least one person. So let me explain you how it works in the background. You order the food, you see the pre-estimate on the app. Normally what we are tracking is the deviation from this pre-estimate. So you see 30 minutes, and we in the system, so there is an agent, he has 3 screens, it's more than what the guys have in the brokerage houses. So 3 screens, he sees how the city is operating in terms of supply and demand. He sees the customer who are late and how much they are late, and then he had the chat screen, okay? Normally what happens, he sees the lateness, he sees that somebody ordered and the pre-estimate was 30 minutes, and he sees that your food is going to be delivered in 50 minutes, he proactively reaches out. But he needs to make the decision how he's going to reach out, what is he going to do. Because if normally he goes into your customer profile, let's take one customer, let's call that customer Nela, for the sake of simplicity.
Why
okay?
not?
Because Nela is complaining a lot, okay? So normally you look at the Nela profile, and then you see purchase history, payment type, where is she ordering? Is it home, work, other? Is it late at night? What type of food she is ordering, from where she is ordering, what is the size of the basket and stuff like that. What's the historical purchases? Did this customer already complained a lot before and stuff like that, and then he make the decision, and then he reaches out. Usually what you see is food is late, and then you get the standardized message, sorry, we apologize, food is going to be late, we are doing everything we can. We are really doing everything we can, believe me, because they might be the mix-ups. Mix-up is a situation where restaurant prepared the food, but put the food with the wrong name in the wrong basket, and then courier took the wrong bag and stuff like that, and the agent needs to call the restaurant, needs to call the courier. Some courier might go down. He shut down the app for whatever reason. He left out the batteries. She needs to call the other courier. We need to find the solution to solve the problem for each and every of you. Okay? And believe me, like these guys are under immense stress. So next time you complain, please. You
just send me heart.
Yeah, take it easy. Normally, when it comes to the refunds and everything, when we mess up, we cover everything. Yeah. Okay? I can also give you one example. We had a lady to whom we were delivering. And unfortunately, it was a big order, and the courier was delivering, and it was the soup in the basket and everything, and spilled the soup over her shoes. Okay? As it turned out, the shoes were super expensive, 200 euros, not to mention the brand, to be correct here. And then she reached out to us. She said she's going to sue us. She sent us the invoice. She said she's going to come over. She said that she started threatening and everything. We actually covered everything. So we covered the cost of the food, of the new shoes, of the renovation of the doorstep and stuff like that. So we normally, when we make a mistake, we cover everything, okay? Don't abuse it right now, okay? But just for you to know, we are trying to do everything we can to cover the things that we messed up. Normally when the restaurant messed up, we cannot do much. We usually ask the restaurant to redo the food.
Jasmin, you told me that you have the, I can say, like, on the words, who is going to be judged when something is mixed up, and sometimes you are the judge who is right in your case. I mean, when somebody ordered something and he's not satisfied with that thing, and then you give it back to the provider. So tell us about your judge.
Yes, I presume you referred to our moderation efforts on board marketplaces we are operating. So on OLX, where you have different kind of categories and goods, we have a very usual steady rate of complaints and returns, and people, not only on our market but globally, are trying to, manipulate or misuse the whole e-commerce purchase. So we have established rules not only for moderation but for protection of our buyers, very similarly to Amazon, eBay, and other huge players. So for that part, we provide services for our customers and users in a way to, pinpoint and direct them on how to engage in legal matters, which institution they can contact, no matter if the user is an end buyer or even a seller. So we have this position on our food marketplace and on our merchant side marketplace as well. So especially in this new segment, which really involved in the last six months, Nina pinpointed the question of commodities. HoReCa segment is really popular currently in Q-commerce, but new categories are currently emerging where people are willing to pay premium for this last mile delivery if they can satisfy some specific need. For example, PMI and specific brands in e-cigarettes are entering these platforms because people are willing to pay premium if they run out of their, cigarettes, for example, or liquor, also a specific category. But not only HoReCa segments. We had a case of a business manager who lost his phone charger, and he bought it through our platform. Got it received in 30 minutes and paid premium for it. So there's a specific way of educating people that these platforms, these Q-commerce platforms, aren't only food related, but also should and could expand into other categories and fulfill those needs, which are very specific, but people seem, and statistics show us that people are willing to pay for them. They order something in midnight, one pancake in midnight. I want to have it, I'm prepared to pay it, and our guy needs to deliver it like 30 kilometers away. Mm-hmm. So for all those situations, we are really building our moderation base, gathering those questions or those issues, and try to move with legal stuff, which is also a brand new thing on all our markets. The states aren't prepared for these new inventions in terms of how to regulate the careers, how to regulate those drivers, how to pinpoint the problems in the whole process of misuse of anything related to these parts. So there is no system, but as you can hear, companies are trying to find a framework which would suit, first of all, the end user, the buyer, and to promote that this is really a safe way to purchase something, and that after this purchase, that user should continue not only to spend and to buy more, but to promote it as a safe channel of purchase.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Thank you. And Sonja, tell me at your business, I think, I'm not sure, but I think that your customers are mostly satisfied. But what do you do when they are unsatisfied? I mean, when the richer people get mad, it is not good. I think about.
Okay, so at the moment right now, we launched our business as of last year. So we're in the learning and growing and learning phase. But our business model was designed towards reducing these challenges and trying to help the customer get what they want in a fast manner, and this service was not available before. So at the moment, and I'm hoping it will stay like this, they are satisfied, because what we're doing is we're providing them a delivery touch point and bringing them goods and services which they were unable to get at that moment.
You cannot get unsatisfied when the wine is good, right?
So obviously with food and beverage, there are situations that can go wrong that also do not affect us, but you have various constraints like administrative, legal, customs, and so forth. From the customer perspective, we try, as well as my colleagues here said, we try to make sure they're happy, and if there are certain constraints or concerns, we try to provide this 100% customer service. For us, this is important, but also to our producers. So our whole point is joining the customer, our producer and the customer, taking away this challenge, enabling our producer to actually showcase his products and to get to them, our customer to enjoy it in a seamless manner, and if there's challenges along the way, to solve them. But it can never be perfect, I guess.
Okay, thank you. And one very short question for Igor, Nikola, and Matko. I think this impacts you the most here. It is inflation. How does inflation impact your job now? Because the fuel is very expensive, like blood.
Fuel is rising in Europe. In our countries, Croatia, Slovenia, diesel is now 1.8 to 1.83 euros. We are doing several things. First of all, we are trying to optimize cost on our side, so doing more optimizations, put more parcels to deliver, or shipments to deliver on the courier, and on the smaller tours, which means that they can earn more money and spend less cost on the fuel. And this is, let's say, easier part. Much harder part is this line haul vehicles, which are transferring parcels from one city to other city. These truck drivers are driving from A to B, and they cannot be optimized better. So we need to definitely increase our prices. But all the couriers, all the companies who are in this business have this energy fuel surcharge or fuel surcharge, on which we are adapting that monthly, percentage-wise, and partly covering the biggest increase of cost. But from my side, I can admit in DPD we are not able to cover all the costs. In case we want to cover all costs, we must increase fuel surcharge. I don't know, from 10%, which is now, to 20-25%. What we are not able to do because customers will not accept that. So when we have these times like it is now, we must do savings on our side, and this is one part of the inflation. Second part of the inflation, what we will start to feel, that people will have, for the same salary, have a lower buying power. People will buy less nice products. They will keep money for the food, for the electricity, for the utilities at home, and we see here a big chance for the merchant who will sell used things. So we have a customer in our group in DPD who is sending several hundred thousand used items per day. So
like a second hand.
Second hand, yeah, second hand, and this is booming extremely. So definitely this is something what will start to be also in our region very soon.
Okay, thank you. Nikola, How does the inflation impact your job? Do you have less customers now?
No, we have more customers, but we are in the same business. The things in Serbia are almost completely same like here in Croatia. We do have a fuel surcharge. We are from the start of this year. We increased the fuel surcharge, I think 2 or 3 times, because, as we said, the cost of fuel increased dramatically. But with the increase of cost of fuel, we have other increase in our costs. Line hauls, as already mentioned, the vehicle parts are
more expensive.
More expensive, of course, yes. And that's one more reason why are we investing in the out-of-home delivery service, like parcel lockers, parcel shops, and of course, systems like that. And like DPD, we have something similar on our application, mobile application, and on our website. We are trying to invest in the first delivery attempt. We will send a notification to the receiver saying to them, we will try to deliver shipments today. If you are not at home, please tell us. If you want to change the address, please tell us. If you want to reject, I think that you are having the same service, please tell us. In that way, we can lose costs and improve the quality of the delivery and as I said, have lower costs. Yes.
Thank you. And Matko, what about you? Wolt will have more than 40% people on bicycles, right?
Yes.
And they will be more healthier.
We'll see about that. I don't think so, because people who usually, drive the vehicles, they tend to drive vehicles then for the longer time. I mean, I think everything has been said. So inflation goes up, salaries doesn't follow, disposable income goes down. People tend to become very picky what they're going to put in the basket. Okay. When it comes to the basket, from our end, how it works, you have a price per item, multiply with the item per basket. We see the price per item goes up. People are not anymore buying the same items. They tend to select the less pricey items. That's the one factor, and they're tending to put less items in the basket. Meaning, like previously, when you order the pizza and you order the hamburger, you're gonna also look for the dessert. You're gonna look for the side dish, for the drink. Now people are a little bit reluctant to add all these fillers, basket builders, we call them. Okay. So unfortunately, we see the adverse effect on the revenue side when it comes to the cost side. When it comes to the careers, yes, we do feel a pressure, we do feel a hit. Nevertheless, we try to compensate it with efficiency. What does that mean? So your salary, like cost per task, remains the same, but you need to deliver more. So your earnings actually are the same level or a little bit higher.
Okay, thank you very much. I think I have asked you a lot of questions, but does anybody has any questions?
Yes. It's a comment, but also it's a question. So, brick-and-mortar retailers have huge costs for maintaining their brick-and-mortar stores. This cost is not visible to the customer. It's hidden. In e-commerce and your services, the charge for delivery is a customer-facing expense, which is in addition to the cost of the product or service that we are selling, which automatically, basically, forces the customer to think if he or she is going to go to the store and buy it or order it. And you're really doing your best to optimize those expenses, but there is a limit how low you can go. My question is, would you be willing in the future to try and somehow differentiate between established businesses that are operating in the brick-and-mortar segment and somehow try to push the pure e-commerce companies up? Because this front-facing expense, this customer-facing expense of the delivery cost, is actually hurting both our business and your business, because brick-and-mortar companies just keep the same price without the cost of the shipping and still basically doing the market.
Who's going to answer? Matko.
Is there anyone specific? I see everyone is looking at me.
Yeah. So everybody's looking at me.
Yeah, if I can maybe be the first, the thing that you're talking about, absolutely right. So brick and mortar, they do have their costs. They're not visible to the customer. Maybe they don't transfer that cost to the customers. But there is one thing, there is a big difference. Convenience. In Wolt, people pay for the convenience. Okay? So you don't need to go outside. You don't need to go to the store. Goods get delivered to your doorstep. There's a very, very big difference. Okay? If you look at the model, how it works from our side, we normally have two streams of revenue. We charge the commission from every store or from every restaurant, and then we charge the customer delivery fee. If we would not do that, we would bankrupt already a long time ago. For us, it's not sustainable. Okay? I mean, I do understand where the question is coming from. You know, it's always easier to come to the store, you know, buy something, don't pay the delivery fee. People still have that in the mindset, like, you know, why do I have to pay something extra if I'm already paying for food? But the point of the story is that you are paying for the convenience in our case, okay? If you want to go to the store, there is also a hidden cost for you because you have to go to the store. It takes time and it takes cost because you have to go into the car, you have to pay for the fuel, you have to go to the store, you need to spend time in the line and everything, and it's a cost. Even though you don't see it, it's not evident, right? But it's a cost, and you don't count it, right? So at least from my point, I don't expect the delivery fee is going to go down. I unfortunately expect they only, at least how situation looks like now, they tend to go up.
I will repeat almost the same things which Matko said, but I will now try to compare for all of you price of delivery. It's usually the similar like one box of cigarette or 2 coffees. So if you compare cost of this with what our people needs to do, pick up parcels in one town, or one city, bring it overnight, during the night, sorting in the early morning, and then deliver next day. It's really low price comparing to this. But having in mind that what we all said today, that lack of drivers, lack of labor, it's now our crucial problem. The price of our service, all logistics service will not drop, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry, but you can talk on the break.
Sorry.
Yeah, because we are late.
Out of the time. Thank you very much for this panel. After the next one, you can meet our panelists at Terramagica down there. You can try the wine and then ask them the questions during the wine. Thank you very much.